With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Lowe's knows how to get you ready for holiday hosting with up to 35% off select home decor. And get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, members get free delivery, haul away, basic installation, parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select LG major appliances. Valid through 10/1. Member offer excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, and Florida. Installed by independent contractors. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
You cannot imagine how happy I am to be sitting here and talking about Xena Warrior Princess and not dealing with documents for my self-employment that I'm currently dealing with.
Oh man, yeah, I cannot even imagine.
It's tough. But going to the wonderful world of Xena and Callisto killing husbands and murdering heterosexual relationships makes it even sweeter.
Spoiler alert!
In the times of brick phones, Tamagotchis, and curtain bangs, the 90s kids cried out for a badass. She was Xena, the warrior princess. The kicks, the moves, the nostalgia, the queerness. Xena made us gay.
Hi everyone,
Hello.
I'm Kris,
And I'm Alice.
and you're listening to Xena Made Me Gay. Today we are going to be discussing episode 5 of season 2 of Xena Warrior Princess, and this episode is called The Return of Callisto.
She's back.
Yeah, as is subtly implied by the episode title, it's really unclear.
Yeah.
But if you have not rewatched this episode in a while, dear listener, or seen it ever, that can happen. We can catch you up to speed, which is what I am about to do. So we open in a prison where the guards are feeding and also insulting all the people behind bars. And one inmate is kept separately, pretty much in solitary confinement. There's a separate room with a door, so not just bars. And there's a tiny window in the door. Inside the room, of course, there's Callisto. And she's tied to a large chair with a number of leather straps, including one on her neck and also one on her forehead.
Kinky.
It looks like, yes, it looks like something straight up from a BDSM dungeon. Like, I feel like I've seen that chair. So Callisto kind of taunts the guards, who, of course, fall for that. They come in, they beat her up. Not too badly, but she uses that as an opportunity to steal a dagger from one of her assailants. She frees herself once they're not there anymore, and then single-handedly slaughters every single guard in the prison, killing the one that beat her up in a particularly painful way, but off screen, so we don't know exactly what she did. She then recruits the strong inmates to her army and tells her right-hand man to slaughter the weak ones.
So we won't forget that she's a villain.
Yeah, I guess so. And meanwhile, Xena and Gabrielle are asleep at their camp for the night. And then we see someone sneak in and start approaching Gabrielle. We don't know who that is yet. Before that person can so much as touch Gabrielle, he's knocked down by Xena, as expected. And we see that it's none other than Gabrielle's ex, Perdiccas. I gotta say, an absolute fucking wild choice by Perdiccas to come by in the middle of the night. And it does get worse in terms of his decision making.
More wild choices to come.
Oh yeah. This is the episode full of those. So out of completely nowhere, in the middle of the night, like right after he arrives and Xena doesn't kill him because she's like, oh, this is you. Perdiccas tells Gabrielle that he can't stop thinking about her, and in like the next sentence asks her to marry him, like right fucking then and there. And both Xena and Gabrielle are understandably shooketh. As the kids say, or at least they did 5 years ago. So the next day, Xena asks Gabrielle how she feels about the proposal, and Gabrielle says that obviously it's a no from her, but that Perdiccas is a very nice guy, and she just doesn't want to hurt his feelings by rejecting him.
That's how it starts.
Yeah, and Xena very nicely tells Gabrielle that she really just cares about her happiness more than anything else in the entire universe, and that she would understand if Gabrielle chooses to marry Perdiccas. Then we see another old friend of ours in a different place, Joxer. He's back again. And he is visited by Callisto and her new crew, and told to deliver a message to Xena that Callisto is out and is about to do some murder, which will be Xena's fault because she didn't get rid of Callisto when she could. She didn't kill Callisto. Now she's out. She's going to murder some people. It's all Xena's fault. And knowing Xena, she probably believes it.
Sure.
So Joxer delivers the message, and we see that Callisto isn't wasting any time, as she and her crew are already attacking a village, killing random peasants, burning their houses, all the usual baddie stuff.
Standard corporate shit.
Exactly. So Xena, Gabrielle, and Perdiccas arrive. They start fighting, and we see Perdiccas kill a guy. Immediately after he kills one of those baddies, he has this really intense PTSD episode. We already know that he's been a soldier for a while. And right then and there, he has this super intense PTSD episode. He completely freezes, stops reacting to anything around him. So by the time the fight is over, Gabrielle comes over to check in on him. And he tells her that he's done being a soldier and that he's leaving. And so he leaves. Xena walks up to Gabrielle to check what's happened. And Gabrielle immediately tells her that she's decided to marry Perdiccas.
Logic isn't logicking, but more on that later.
We immediately go to the wedding scene.
Why waste any time?
Like, we just cut directly to the wedding with Xena and Joxer as the witnesses. And after Gabrielle and Perdiccas are pronounced married by an extremely Kiwi priest. Like, imagine the strongest Kiwi accent. That's what the priest is giving. We do love it.
Aw.
So after they're pronounced married, Xena and Gabrielle ask for a moment alone together, so Joxer and Perdiccas leave them. And Xena tells Gabrielle that she will visit all the time. And unlike Gabrielle, we as the audience 100% understand that she won't. And Xena also says that this is not a goodbye. And unlike Gabrielle, we the audience 100% understand that it is. And then Xena and Gabrielle kiss.
Yeah.
On the lips. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's chaste and quick, but a very tender and emotional kiss. And just like that, Gabrielle leaves with Perdiccas, and Xena is left alone, her heart clearly completely broken.
Yeah.
So that night, Gabrielle and Perdiccas fuck. And I mean, what am I supposed to say? They do.
Yeah.
And the next day, Gabrielle is feeling pretty euphoric. She's like, "Oh, love is everywhere. Love is everything." Like it's almost like she's on MDMA.
A little bit, yeah.
And meanwhile, Xena finds out that Callisto got wind about Gabrielle going away on her own. And Xena finds out that Callisto found out about that and decided to just go ahead, pursue Gabrielle, and hurt Xena by killing Gabrielle. So Callisto gets to the newlyweds a bit earlier than Xena, so she has time to kill Perdiccas, but is stopped before she can harm Gabrielle in any physical way. So Xena, Gabrielle, and Joxer bury Perdiccas, and Gabrielle is overtaken by what I'm going to call Stage 7, homicidal rage.
Oh, yeah.
Umbrella Academy fans, hope you're there somewhere. Gabrielle is also fully delusional because she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go and kill Callisto," thinking that she can. When Xena gently suggests that Gabrielle will be extremely dead before she can even touch Callisto, Gabrielle threatens Xena with her dead husband's sword and makes Xena teach her how to use said sword.
Yikes.
Sure. So that night, Xena prays to the gods that they don't let Gabrielle lose her light and get consumed by darkness. And Xena doesn't know it, but Gabrielle secretly watches and hears Xena pray. And after that, she tells Xena that she actually just wants to go home and grieve. She doesn't want revenge anymore. But of course, this is a lie. Instead, Gabrielle goes directly to Callisto's hideout, is about to murder her as Callisto's sleeping, but she can't do it in the end. Gabrielle drops the sword, wakes everyone up by dropping the sword, and is immediately captured. Callisto and her crew set up a trap for Xena. They catch her and put her into the BDSM dungeon chair.
Of course.
And make Xena watch Gabrielle be burned alive at a stake that they built at their hideout. So the flames already start licking Gabrielle when Joxer, out of all people, barges in to save the day. I mean, he doesn't really, because he's immediately knocked out, but he creates a big enough distraction for Xena to get her chakram off of Callisto and free herself and Gabrielle. A fight breaks out, of course, and then there is a chariot race between Xena and Callisto. At some point, the two of them fall off the chariots into a bunch of quicksand. There's quicksand. And they start sinking really quickly. Xena manages to get herself out with the help of her chakram and her whip. And she gets out and then just watches Callisto get sucked in and killed by the quicksand as she's pleading for help. And we end the episode with Joxer deciding to go his own way, and with Gabrielle saying that she will always love Perdiccas.
The end.
Yeah. Did I forget to mention anything important?
No, I think it was a very nicely put summary. I really love how there are distinct themes in this episode, but then by the end of the episode, I can just see the creators were like, we need to do something more. Like, let's throw in a chariot race. No, but like even more. Let's throw in quicksand.
And I think that is the first appearance of quicksand, at least on Xena. I think it must have been on Hercules by that time.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first appearance on Xena. And let me tell you, the quicksand scene and generally the incredibly real threat of quicksand was etched in my tiny mind. So as I grew up a bit, I was absolutely shocked to find out. I think I must have been a teen watching Mythbusters. I was absolutely shocked to find out that quicksands are A, quite rare, and B, absolutely nowhere near this powerful.
Trying to lose weight? It's time to try Hers. At forhers.com/4u, you can access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored just for you. These include oral medication kits or compounded GLP-1 injections. Through Hers, pricing for oral medication kits start at just $69 a month for a 10-month plan when paid in full upfront. No hidden fees, no membership fees. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hers brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. Reach your weight loss goals with help through Hers. Get started at forhers.com/4u to access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss plans. That's forhers.com/4u, forhers.com/4u. Paid for by Hims and Hers Health. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at forhers.com apply.
Yeah. Because we need to mention that the quicksand that Xena and Callisto get into it acts basically like a live thing that just like sucks you in. It's not like the more you struggle, the more you go in. No, it's like if you just stay completely still, you're going to be sucked into the depths of this particular quicksand.
And like fully murdered. It kills you.
Yes.
I was so afraid.
I mean, given that you lived in Moscow, like a famous place with dangerous quicksand.
Look, it just, because I saw it so much. Like it's present in a few episodes of Xena, a few episodes of Hercules. I think I must have seen it in like other movies. It was just like the 50s to 90s were like peak quicksand era.
Yeah. Not so much anymore, but yeah, it used to be. That's true.
It must be the Mythbusters. Like the Mythbusters killed the quicksand panic.
Aww.
At least that's what they did for me. Shout out to Mythbusters for helping me with my mental health.
Aww, childhood fears. Yeah. Speaking of mental health, how did you feel about an appearance of a kid in the middle of the battle scene who actually reacted to the battle scene for a change?
It was so refreshing. Like I thought that this would never happen, that we would just keep getting these weird stone cold psychopath kids. But no, finally there's a little girl who's like scared and is not just walking into the battle like it's nothing.
Yeah, I can just see, I don't know, a focus group that watched the previous episodes and multiple scenes where children were just like fully going into the middle of the battle scene to get their dolly, completely ignoring what's going on. And maybe someone said to the creators like, like kids do not behave like that, we think.
Yeah. Also, I love how you immediately went to your advertising
brain. Yep.
I know how this happened.
Traumatic experience with multiple focus groups. There's nothing like sitting behind a tinted glass, watching people who don't know that they're being watched, who are one by one trashing your work.
No. Yeah, you see, I've always been either the one trashing the work or the one encouraging people to share the opinions which are most likely trashing the work. So I don't know what it's like. What I do know is that in order to eat something, one often requires limbs. Controversial statement. Limbs, really useful for consuming things. That's not what you consume food with. That's done with the mouth. We're just like, I'm really spelling it out for people. Mm-hmm. So in case y'all aren't aware, you eat with your mouth.
Aren't you glad that you tuned in to this educational podcast?
Yeah, you're welcome. Dropping educational bombs out here. That being said, like, the reason I'm being so stupid right now is that the episode also is a bit stupid about this, because we see Callisto in her solitary confinement tied to the BDSM chair, right? And everything is tied down. So her, as I said, her neck, her forehead, her arms, her legs, she can't move anything. And then the way that they feed her, because we open with a scene where the guards are feeding the inmates, is that they put a bowl of like disgusting porridge, it looks like, on a peel, you know, like the peel that you would use to like put a pizza in the oven. And they poke the peel through this tiny little window in the door and just like put the bowl in the general vicinity of Callisto's face. Like, then what is then supposed to happen is my question. The bowl is horizontal. So Callisto can't like just open her mouth and start consuming the porridge. She needs to like get to the porridge somehow. How is this supposed to work?
I don't know. I was not that bothered by it. I assumed that maybe like on a day where, I don't know, no beating and no taunting happens, they just eventually just put the bowl close to her mouth and she's supposed to like slurp the porridge or something. Like, the technical details aren't clear, but I think I was not as annoyed with that because I really like the BDSM chair setup. I like that Callisto was basically like this Hannibal Lecter of this particular prison, right?
Mm-hmm. It was very much that.
Mm-hmm. Like, we set up one prisoner who is like, just the way they're kept, we understand that they're extremely dangerous. And another callback that I thought like to a much later thing, and maybe actually that thing was inspired by Xena Warrior Princess. I'm going to continue your legacy. I'm not talking about Hannibal Lecter right now. I'm talking about, have you seen Suicide Squad?
I did not subject myself to that, no.
Yeah, so like, it's not the best movie, but I would say that like the introduction scene of Harley Quinn and Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is actually very nicely done. And she's blonde. She's like this very feminine character, but also very dangerous character. And I think that I kind of saw this callback to Callisto. And there is a scene also when they're transporting Harley Quinn and she's in a similar chair. So I don't know, kind of had those vibes for me.
Maybe the creators of Xena and the creators of Suicide Squad went to the same BDSM dungeons and saw the chair and were like,
we're inspired.
I'll include that in my movie.
It's not a bad place to gain inspiration, I'd say.
Oh,
that.
no, absolutely not. Like, I think one of the reasons that The Matrix looks as fucking incredible as it does is because Lana was really into the kinky scene already at that point.
Yeah, so just generally, I think that the episode did not do it for me that much, especially with the themes of heterosexuality that we're going to discuss later.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get to that.
It's coming. But I would say that I was really impressed again by Hudson Lake's acting. I would say that she's on par with the main girls in terms of character development, and I would say that I can assume at least that that part is just acting and her acting work, because I like most of the baddies that we see in other episodes are sort of underdeveloped and are written in very, very broad strokes. And I think her gestures, her manic poses, the way she speaks, I think a lot of it is just the work of the actress working on a character, I would assume. And I really dig that. I also dig that she has a distinct speech profile. She says to Joxer, like, be a dear and deliver my message, like things like that. She's like this unhinged ancient Greek Marilyn Monroe in a way.
I don't know whether I see that necessarily. She doesn't have this like really breathy voice.
No, she doesn't. But she has this like, I think what I like about her and what is interesting about her is with her being, it seems so at least right now, completely asexual character, she really leans into her femininity sometimes. And we completely understand that it's very performative. Like, for example, at the very end when she was pleading for her life, it was very nicely done in a way that it was haunting and it was uneasy and it was hard for Xena to not help her. That's a very hard decision that Xena had to make. But I had no doubt, for a second, I did not doubt that it was performative and it was not genuine.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, Xena, help me. Like this high little girl's voice.
I see that. And actually, like, I feel like Hudson's performance is almost kind of expressionistic, like much more than Marilyn Monroe. I am reminded of like Nicolas Cage in terms of like how intensely overboard she goes with everything.
Yes.
I would say much more so than any other actor on the show.
Definitely, but in a strange way, it doesn't feel like overacting. It just feels like it's a natural thing for this particular character.
I mean, I don't know. It works, but it does feel like overacting to me.
Interesting.
Which is not like, it's not a read. I'm a huge fan of Nicolas Cage, much more so than you, I think.
Yeah. But like, it definitely is this theatery, over the top portrayal. But again, because everybody else's character, apart from the main girls, for me is a little undercooked. Like even the ones that I like for example, Draco. Draco is a great villain, but he's
just a guy,
sort of just there.
Yeah.
And I like that Callisto is a character that like the actress really works on and really puts some effort to get there and make her feel alive.
Yeah, no, I see that. And you mentioned that we keep seeing her portrayed as essentially Ace, or at least Arrow. In this episode, there's a moment when her right-hand man is talking to her and is kind of
smitten.
looking at her.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way that suggests that he's kind of into her. And she also notices that and asks him, "You're not falling in love with me, are you?" And he's like, "Oh, what if I was?" And she's like, "Well, then I would kill you because I'm just super not into this shit. The love is a trick that nature plays on us to force us to reproduce.
I like that line.
I'm just not into that. I want no part of it." So yeah, that's an interesting detail. I don't know, like it does like sort of portray that as like part of her deviance, which
not a great representation. I get what you mean. Yeah, but on the other hand, since we're looking at the series not how the screenwriters intended, but how we want to interpret it.
True.
I would say that it's good to see characters like that, and that actually, I don't know, if I was just imagining things here, aromantic, for example, and I would have Callisto as my representation, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Aw. Yeah, and I like that she specifically mentions reproduction as the thing that she's not into. So it does actually leave space for queer shit.
Yeah, I mean, the way that she's obsessed with Xena, they're like, and it's part of the pattern that is going to continue throughout the series. We're going to have a lot of significant female characters that are going to be, in one way or another, obsessed with one of the girls. And I think Callisto is just one of many. But clearly, when she frees herself from the BDSM throne, she asks her crew to kind of take the throne with her because she's like, I know who is going to look good in it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
And so, since we've already started talking about gay shit, 30 minutes in on the Xena Made Me Gay podcast, we have slightly touched on the gayness.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like we have to talk about the kiss. I actually completely forgot that it happens in this episode.
Me too. Absolutely.
For some reason in my head, the first kiss happened through Autolycus. Like when they were using his body as a sex toy.
Yeah.
But no, it's so much better.
Yeah, and it's really nicely done because, yeah, as you said, like it's very quick and it's almost innocent, but not completely.
Yeah. I really applaud the showrunners for like getting that kiss through by like creating this incredibly delicately balanced message with it, where if you want to see what they intended to be, you will see it.
Definitely.
But if you're like, hell no, we can't have a lesbian kiss, you can still trick yourself into interpreting it as like a friendship thing.
Yeah.
Gals being pals.
Yeah. And they have plausible deniability in terms of like, oh, what do you mean? She's saying goodbye to her friend who just married a man.
Yes.
But on the other hand, like, yeah, it's everything about that line is so transparent. And especially when we see Xena's face as Gabrielle and Perdiccas are getting married, like the whole bunch of lyrics from good luck babe is written on her forehead at that point.
You think? No, I feel
No?
like Good Luck Babe is a lot more spiteful.
Yes, maybe. Yeah, but like,
And I see none of that in Xena, actually.
True. It's more like I think it's a very recognizable feeling, especially to any queer person, where you are with someone who does not understand what you are, and you already do, being like a more experienced sapphic lady. So I think that it's this mourning of the relationship that you cannot even express.
Yes, but yeah, I think it's not exactly what's happening. Like, I feel like Xena is really devastated, and she is getting all of her strength together to be as supportive of Gabrielle as she possibly can be, and to say all the right things. But it's so hard that even as they hug, Xena has to like drop the mask for a moment, because it takes so much effort to keep that going, which I thought was an excellent touch by Lucy Lawless. We've mentioned many times on this podcast how amazing her acting is, but this episode, I think, really, really showcases that.
Oh, definitely. And I think that now that I'm rewatching the show finally with open heart and not denying the subtext that I was denying for some reason when I watched it as a teen, I can see that like 40 to 70% of the subtext is done by Lucy Lawless, and sometimes Renee, but mostly Lucy Lawless, just through acting, just through doing subtle things with her facial expressions, with her eyes, with her voice, because they couldn't even hint at what's going on with music, because music is sort of kind of like, this is a romantic wedding, but because Lucy Lawless is acting it and we understand what she means, we kind of get it.
Yeah.
So,
it's really impressive. And no wonder the show was as big as it was with someone so talented and skilled as the lead.
True. So, are we ready to discuss the heterosexuality of it all?
Oh, man. We have to. It's the biggest theme of the episode.
Yeah.
So,
but like,
take it away.
Before we get into the fact of how gross it is, I would just want to say that, again, like, maybe not seeing what the screenwriters are putting in front of us, but interpreting it as we should, from a perspective of subtext that became text in this show. It really is shown like a very typical situation where two young people get together for fuck knows what reason. They don't know it. Nobody knows it. And that's very recognizable, because they get onto the heterosexuality train that just like goes directly on the tracks to the marriage station. And that is just something that you're supposed to do. And so many choices are made in this episode because that's just something that you're supposed to do, where neither your heart nor your mind is in it, but you're like, well, I guess since he proposed, then I guess yes. Okay.
Yeah. It's really fascinating to watch Gabrielle just completely invent things to justify these actions to herself, because she is like, well, I guess this is how it happens, because she mentioned at some point that she thinks she fell in love with Perdiccas in Troy. And like, we just saw the Troy episode.
We know she didn't.
she fully didn't. Like, she was confused by how Perdiccas was in his own little world, thinking that there's this like romance happening, and she was just like, no, I mean, ooh. But she has to explain to herself that, yes, I'm marrying this guy because I love him, because like that's how you're supposed to do it, you know? And so she retcons herself.
Yes.
And invents the story of falling in love with him at Troy.
Yes. And even like the reasoning why they want to be together is also very telling, because at some point she describes Perdiccas to Xena as like nice, kind guy, or like the swell, decent fella. And like when you love someone, it's not the first things that you say about them.
Very true.
It's like this like arbitrarily run-of-the-mill thing that you say about like a dude that you know, and you don't have anything else to say about him. But like, I guess he's nice enough guy, but it's not something that you say about someone you love. And like when he talks about her, at some point, like he says that like how good she is or something like that, and she even kind of senses that, and she says that like, well, you're talking about me as if I'm like this perfect thing, but I'm actually a fighter. And he's like, but you never kill.
I know,
and
that.
That's why I'm going, right? And that's why I'm going to put you on this weird pedestal and expect a relationship with you to solve all my problems. So like my PTSD, my, I don't know, my place in the world. I'm having this quarter life crisis. I don't know whether to
it's ancient Greece, so maybe mid.
Maybe
I mean, for him, end. But
snap. Nobody misses that character, like seriously.
No.
Yeah, so I don't know whether to buy an expensive chariot or get married to my high school sweetheart. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's incredible how, again, like for me, it's so lifelike, because it's incredible how unremarkable he is. Like Gabrielle had a few crushes throughout the series, like some good, some bad, but I would say out of all of them, this one is the most bland and the most,
that's the word I was gonna use.
right? Like he's absolutely unremarkable. And Gabrielle, like, I have my beef with her being a bad writer, but like she's a pretty remarkable person. Like we see her through Xena's eyes, we love her, she's interesting, she has those adventures, and we see her with him and it's like, why? But that's a situation that I see a lot in my heterosexual friends. Even like we see a wonderful woman with a guy, and then you think like, why?
Yeah.
Because the bar is so incredibly low for straight men.
Oh, it is basically sucked into the ground by quicksand.
Yeah, but like it's true. Like I'm sorry that we are getting on our misandry horse again.
Why are you sorry? Don't be sorry.
Yeah,
it's true.
Like I can say, like, just to cover my ass, not all men. Like I'm in a relationship with a great guy, but like for the most part, the bar is so incredibly low, and it's so recognizable when the proposal is on the table, because women are conditioned to think that that's the best thing that could ever happen to them. They immediately start thinking, well, maybe yes. Like if it's on the table, maybe yes.
Yeah, and it's interesting how we're shown the progression. Like the first reaction that Gabrielle has is like, well, obviously it's a no. Like, what are you even talking about? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then the more she kind of keeps having him around, and I guess him expressing the need for her to take care of him, for
to save him, essentially.
Yes, very much so. The more she's like, oh shit, well, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's the moment that he's literally telling her, I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, like putting her in a situation where she has to decide right now whether to just like let him leave and hurt his feelings that way, or to be like, oh, no, wait, I can make this right. I can do the right thing and fix this. So I'll marry you today.
Yeah, it's very dark. Like, I mean, the events take a turn, and basically Gabrielle's love story and marriage, it's not like it lasted an episode. It lasted like 15 minutes of the episode. It's super quick from the point when she decides she's gonna marry him to the point where he dies.
Yes.
But if we imagine this thing lasting,
oh my god, she would hate her life.
Right? Yeah.
I think it's a weird trick that the universe has played on her, where she will always think of this relationship as something that could have been so amazing. Because, like, I don't even think it would be a month. It would be 1 week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Until she would realize, oh, I've got nothing to do. I am stuck with this random guy who I have nothing in common with, except for coming from the same village, which is fuck all. And he has his own ideas about what a wife is supposed to be.
Oh, yes.
And now I'm trapped. Like, this is very clearly what she was running away from the get-go. Like, the first episode, this is what she's running away from, because something inside her senses that this is the trajectory that she's on. And it's this, like, newlywed fantasy world that she's still inhabiting by the moment that he's killed. So it's never shattered, that illusion, for her.
Yeah. Tough stuff.
Ugh, I know. And she even, so when it comes to Xena, she even registers that Xena is experiencing heartbreak.
Yes.
And then she's like, oh, I'm just worried that Xena will miss me. Like, I think she'll miss me more than I miss her. And it's like, oh, baby girl, you wait 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, when we even see her at her highest point, like, right before Callisto comes and, like, shatters this little illusion, she's like, she's like, a character of, Moulin Rouge, like this poet who is like, love is a many splendid thing, love lifts us up where we belong, all we need is love, and then like he bursts into song. So she's like in that sort of mode, but it's also like this, it has nothing to do with the person in front of her. She's just high on love in general.
Yeah.
Or like, I think actually like going even deeper and like thinking of things that maybe the show creators never thought about, but like, why not? There is this high that sometimes you have when you, who always stood out as the odd one out, kind of insert yourself very neatly into this Lego of society, and like, I'm a wife and here's my husband and I love him and all is as is supposed to be.
Yep.
right? And
I
it's
don't think
a-
that's pushing it too far at all. I think that's very much in the text.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also like a euphoric feeling, but as you say, like it passes like in 2 seconds.
Yeah. You don't think it was the incredible night of lovemaking that put her in that euphoric state?
Speaking of 2 seconds.
Maybe that's why she's so happy. She's like, oh, that was over quickly. I could do this. Like,
Yeah,
and now we're
no time
done.
at all.
Yay!
Close your eyes and think about Greece. But yeah, I actually wanted to talk more about the wedding night scene because this concept is so rich throughout like romance novels and film and television and everything. I would say that like the best and purest thesis on what it is and what it could be with two people like Gabrielle and Perdiccas getting together is on Chesil Beach. Have you read it?
Mm-mm.
It's a really, really nice novel, and I'm not going to spoil it, but basically it's like the devastating consequences of two virgins getting together.
Oh no!
And like it's done very nicely, very delicately, without like trying to mock them or anything, but just like realistically what happens when like neither of you don't know shit of what's going to happen and how is it supposed to go. Because Gabrielle has her illusions. Like she asks Perdiccas if like he has been with other women, and he's like, well, you know, I'm soldier, so yeah, does it bother you? And she's like, yeah, a little bit. I kind of like prefer that we would be both virgins.
The thing she says specifically
Okay.
is that she says, I have never been with a man before. This is the precise language
yes
that she uses.
Yes, that's
so
important.
I think we're also in this lesbian sex is not real sex territory. That like lots of queer women also fall into. I don't know whether you want to speak about your own experience with it or whether it would be too personal. Happy to not go there if you would prefer.
No, I mean, like, I definitely had my fair share. I would say that, like, denial of what a relationship is. And, like, I definitely was in love before I could admit it to myself. And I definitely was the one who was like, well, I don't love you because in my mind, like, I could never love a girl because in my mind, I'm like, because I'm straight. But actually what it was is like, I want to denounce this identity. And I also craved this euphoric feeling of like inserting myself into the Lego of society. So I definitely know that feeling.
Yeah. So I thought that was a very precise choice of words on Gabrielle's side, and also kind of showing this like, oh, I'm basically a virgin, you know. None of that lesbian Brokeback Mountain stuff counts.
Catholic girls' school definition of a virgin.
Ooh, is that how it happens? I'm very far from being Catholic, so you tell me.
I mean, it's just like I'm not familiar with particular things that happen in Catholic girls' schools. I never went, but I think that it's kind of like a cultural fact of like sex is the things that does not involve penis are not sexual things. Like, I think, shout out to Bad Gays, but I think in one of their podcasts they said that there was a trial of like indecent behavior, and like one of the teachers or like headmistresses in all girls school was accused of like having relationship with like her female friend, and also some of the pupils. And it was a public trial, and the judge ruled that like it's not a crime because basically for something indecent to happen, a male penis needed to be present.
Oh, man. I'm sentenced to being perpetually decent. What a horrible fate.
Right? Yeah, but coming back to the horrors of what occurred on Gabrielle's first wedding night, I want to just continue with like Gabrielle saying like, oh, I kind of prefer for us both not to have too much experience because, you know, like if you're good at it and I'm not, like I would kind of feel, I don't know, a disadvantage or something like that. I don't remember what she says exactly.
Says that it's good that at least one of them is good at it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And like he laughs goofily and says, I never said that I'm good at it.
Oh, buddy, we believe you.
We know.
Trust me, nobody thought you were good.
Marital bliss coming right up. Like, I can feel that's a lasting relationship.
No, I don't think you can feel much.
Yikes. Thank God for Callisto. What can I say?
So obviously, compulsory heterosexuality was the main theme of the episode, but let's just mention the other ones quickly. I don't think we need to talk about our buddy revenge because that comes up like every other episode.
Yeah. The only thing that I want to mention in terms of our buddy revenge is it's not like at this point, it's not shade. I genuinely love how self-centered Gabrielle is. It's such an interesting choice to make the character so completely self-centered because when she is in her, as you say, like stage 7 homicidal rage, she is, first of all, 100% convinced that she could go and kill Callisto. And when Xena is like, well, you're like, she'll kill you, it's not a good idea, Gabrielle is like, if I kill her and she kills me, I'm fine with that. Again, before like Xena explains to like, I don't think that you'll touch her.
You get to touch her.
Yeah.
It's like those men who think that they can win a match against Serena Williams or like return Serena's serve even. And it's like, my buddy, your entire skull will be removed by Serena's serve, right? Before you even have a thought of moving.
Yeah. And 2, I love how she kind of like makes up this thing of like, oh, I want to go home and grieve to get to Callisto, essentially. And it just seems that in her mind, the whole world should revolve around her grieving. Like, because she's grieving, she should magically be able to learn how to use a sword in one day.
Xena, in like 10 minutes, essentially.
Yeah. Xena, first of all, she blames Xena for never teaching her how to use a sword. And then she basically feels that because she feels so badly, Callisto should just be a good girl and sit still when she has her moral doubts about whether to kill her or not.
I mean, Callisto's literally asleep, and the only reason she wakes up is that Gabrielle fully drops her sword onto the ground.
Yes, true. But even that situation, I would say, is like a gift from the show creators to Gabrielle, because they kind of play into this, like, of the world revolving around her. And I just thought that was interesting. I love self-centered characters. Like, my favorite character on the L World is Jenny. I love her.
You freak. And then kind of tangentially related to that, there's this whole theme of like love versus hatred, and they're battling inside people and who's going to win. And it seems like for Callisto, hatred has won. And Xena's main worry for the second half of the episode is that Gabrielle somehow is lost to the side of the hatred, and she doesn't believe in love anymore. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of simplistic. I don't know. Like, I would say that in real life, I don't know about hate, but anger definitely makes you sometimes more productive and kind of can be the reason for you to get up and do stuff. And yeah, in the show, I think that like the dichotomy is that like all negative emotions are bad and you should just fuel yourself with this manic pixie dream girl love energy.
Why manic pixie dream girl?
Maybe not manic pixie dream girl, but like being positive to the point of like it's being a little unrealistic.
I mean, I think sadness is acceptable, but not anger, which is an interesting thing because I think generally for women, sadness is acceptable and anger isn't.
Yeah, actually.
So it's maybe one of the ways that the show didn't age so well.
True. Interesting.
One of the ways that the show did age well, I think, is that we're on episode 5 of season 2, and we've already had 2 characters with like full-blown PTSD. And for a show that covers warriors, I feel like that's pretty impressive. I'm glad that they had that. That we had a character in season 1, this older guy who was hired by some village to protect them, and he couldn't do it because his PTSD was really intense. And here we have Perdiccas, and I feel like it's portrayed in a very sympathetic way, and I believe it. I believe that these people are really paralyzed by it.
Yeah, and I like that for the most part, the show does not romanticize war as much, because I think it's a show about adventures and the main characters are warriors, and it would be easy to just kind of go into this glorification of like, we're gonna defeat them. And I think for most part, like, yeah, we see Xena and Gabrielle do heroic things sometimes during like war conflicts, but the war conflicts mostly are shown as something pretty disgusting and not something that you would glorify or celebrate.
Yeah.
The thing that I also wanted to discuss, because I think that we see it at the very, very last moments of the episode, but I thought that was interesting and I touched upon it a little bit at the beginning. I think that Xena's code of honor kind of would demand to save Callisto and to again try to get her to prison and get her to the authorities, because Xena is like, first of all, she's not a killer, and second of all, she tries to save a life, any life. So why do you think she didn't this time?
Well, I think in a way it was kind of quicksand ex machina, where she could just let Callisto die. So the passive action was gonna result in Callisto's death. And if she just hesitated long enough, that would be enough for Callisto to die. And I do think until the last moment she was like, should I not save her? And it's in this prolonged state of hesitation that she's kind of finding kind of the comfort where she kills her by not fully deciding. And that way it's not like, oh, I got up and walked away, thereby fully being like, okay, I am choosing to let you die. She's kind of on all fours, looking at Callisto, so at any moment she can reach out and grab her.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that is a gift that she receives. Otherwise, I don't think she would have been able to do it. But there, it's almost like someone else makes that decision for her. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just you know, the time has passed. She might have saved Callisto, but it was too quick. She got consumed by the quicksand, and oh no, what can she do? What do you think?
Yeah, my version actually is that she made a decision. I think that we see her just sitting there long enough, and we understand that it's Xena, and we saw her save people with much less opportunity. So I think that
I definitely think she could have saved Callisto, like in terms of just logistics, strength, whatever. Like not putting herself in danger in order to save Callisto. I think all of that was possible.
Yeah. But like, it just seems to me that there were a few beats deliberately held there, so we could see that Xena actually decided not to save Callisto, and I think that there are two reasons for that. First, because she already let Callisto go, and Callisto promised that you're gonna regret that, I'm gonna do bad things, and Xena is like trying to be on a straight and narrow with her like warrior path, and she's like, no, I'm gonna do the right thing. And then like, look what happened, like a bunch of people died, including Gabrielle's husband. And I think actually the second thing is that basically she told Gabrielle, oh, I'm going to take care of Callisto, so she's basically upholding her promise to Gabrielle.
Yeah, I see that. I did feel like Xena did like keep saving Callisto as an option in her mind until the end. I feel like because of the body language that she had, like being on all fours facing Callisto, she was very ready in terms of her body position to go and do it if she did, like, for whatever reason, change her mind last minute. But what you say also makes sense.
Yeah. But luckily, spoiler alert, we're gonna see Callisto again.
Yeah, very soon.
Yeah.
Much sooner than one might expect.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the end credit part, which this time actually is a two-parter. The fun credits say, although Xena finally conquered her dark nemesis Callisto, it took her weeks to get the sand out of her leather unmentionables.
Oh, God, okay.
Yeah. Ouch. I really, really dislike sand in places where I don't want it. Yeah. And like, especially anywhere near my genitals. It's just,
no.
That's why the idea of people fucking on the beach really, really is an ick for me. Like, you go live your life, you do whatever makes you happy. But me personally, I could not do it.
No.
Because I don't want sand
everywhere
in my private parts.
In your unmentionables.
No, I can't. Yeah. Like everywhere else, maybe not my face, but like even my hair, I can deal with it. I just, and so that's the fun credits. But there's also kind of sad credits this time. It says, this episode is dedicated to the memory of Michelle Calvert. We're thinking of you. And Michelle Calvert was Hudson Leake's horse riding double.
Oh, okay.
Who died in like kind of questionable circumstances.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like this is not a true crime podcast, so I really don't want to get into any kind of details, but it's considered unresolved by some people how exactly she died.
Okay, I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah. And to get back to hopefully a slightly more upbeat element of the episode, what would you say the gayest moment was?
Okay, like there were a few very obvious ones. I think I'm gonna mention Xena's face when Gabrielle and Perdiccas are married because it was acted so nicely. We understand completely what she's feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, it's the phrase, I've never been with a man before. I feel like it's such precise wording that there's absolutely no reason that it would be there other than to leave ample space for subtext.
Oh, definitely. No, it's intentional. It's intentional,
yes.
Definitely.
Yes. And how many chakrams out of 10 would you give this episode?
It's difficult. There were a few moments that I loved, and I loved our discussion that this episode prompted. That being said, I don't know how much of all of that was intentional, actually, and how much we just put together in our minds. But I'm giving
the
them...
author is dead. Let's listen to Roland Barthes and just go with whatever we think is in it.
True. So, keeping that in mind, I would say 7.
Okay. I will go with a 6. Not because I thought that the episode wasn't particularly good, but I think it's just the general feeling that it left me with. I just wanted a little bit more out of it, especially given how it ends with Gabrielle being like, oh, and I will love him forever. And it's like, yes, it's true. Like we did talk about how like the only reason she can do that is that he was killed literally the next day after they were married before anything that was absolutely 1000% gonna go wrong had a chance to go wrong. But it just like that bit felt slightly unnecessary. And because of the Zygarnik effect, the ending does affect your general impression of a thing much more than it would otherwise logically as just a part of a whole. But yeah, it's a 6 from me.
Makes sense. Okay.
So that concludes our episode today. We will talk to you soon about the next episode, which is number 6 of season 2, called Warrior, Princess, Tramp.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. And in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at Xena Made Me Gay. If you can leave us a good review on any of the podcast platforms that you're listening this to, we would absolutely be thrilled. We really, really appreciate any positive reviews that you all leave us, and feel free to write us if you have any questions or wishes. Always love hearing from you all.
Yes. We missed you, and we'll talk to you soon-ish. Bye.
Bye.